Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Leslie Mango, and I kind of felt like starting off a little bit different because if you look back at my videos, I literally just get into the point. Like, I get into it, which is how it should be done, but I felt like I should introduce myself just a little bit before I get into it, at least for this video. So if you don't know already, my name is Leslie Mango. I'm a 16-year-old girl from Australia. I love making videos about Jesus and just, I guess, helping Gen Z kind of navigate their way through living as a Christian, because it's hard. Like, it's 2025, you know, not a lot of people like Christians, but I was like, you know, let me make a YouTube channel that is relatable and that kind of helps that someone that never really had a someone. So I kind of just wanted to be that someone for someone, if that makes sense. Anyways, this video, I really wanted to talk about lust. I wanted to talk about pornography. I wanted to talk about masturbation and that kind of addiction. No one really talks about it because it's personal. It's a personal thing. But I feel like the more you talk about it, like, I feel like it should be normalized, but it shouldn't be normal. Do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like we should not be ashamed to talk about it, because the more we open up about our experiences, like, you never know, it could help the person next door. So I really wanted to talk about this topic and share like what I've been through when it comes to lust. I want to start off by reading Matthew chapter 6 verses 22, and it says, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your body will be full of darkness." What we choose to look at has a huge impact on our mental health, on how we're doing spiritually, on how we're doing probably even physically, right? So when we choose to consume porn on a day-to-day basis, is our body gonna be full of light or is it gonna be full of darkness? Obviously darkness, because pornography is an explicit thing, right? And so when we're hooked onto that on a day-to-day basis, the only thing we're going to be producing out of ourselves is darkness. Now, darkness can mean a plethora, a long list of things that I hope none of us are striving to be like, because when our bodies are full of this darkness and when we produce this darkness, the fruits are evident. And the fruits are stuff like jealousy, like rage, like an overwhelming amount of sadness, and fruits like pridefulness. And when we continue to exhibit and to kind of show people that we act like this, it ruins relationships. People don't want to be around you. And you start to wonder why, like, what's going on with me? I used to never be like this. But it's the pornography, it's the masturbation, it's the lustful desires, because they, believe it or not, they control you. Everything is spiritual, and there's spirits behind this. And there is a way to freedom, obviously, Jesus Christ. But I actually wanted to come here and give a bit of advice on how to really defeat lust. Lust in general and lust as a whole is temporary, because the feeling you get after watching pornography, the feeling you get after masturbating will never last you. You'll always be wanting more. You will never be satisfied. You will always have that hole in your heart, because those things will never fill it, right? It's not normal for you to finish an activity, to finish anything and feel guilty and feel so ashamed and to want to distance yourself towards people and think of yourself as a loser, as a psychopath. Like, that in itself is a signal that the activities that you're engaging in, the lustful behaviors that you're engaging in, is not healthy, and it's only going to keep producing more darkness within you because of that shame you feel, because of that guilt you feel. And I want to say this louder for the people in the back. Everyone says this, but watching pornography and masturbating, it's only temporary satisfaction. And because it's the same satisfaction each time, you're only going to continue to watch more extreme stuff. You're only going to continue to masturbate to even more extreme stuff, which will then on lead to more feelings of guilt and more intense feelings of shame and pain and embarrassment, which I promise you Jesus can take away from you fully, so you don't have to be attached to this sin again, so you don't have to be a slave to this sin again, so that the enemy can stop tormenting you and reminding you of the days of when you were addicted to pornography, of when you were addicted to masturbating. Now, sin is bound to happen to everybody. The second we are born, we are sinners. And whether it's pornography or not, the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to continue living in this cycle of sin, or do you want to let Jesus Christ carry that burden from you and set you free, so you can live the life that he called you to do, so you can live the life that he ordained for you to live? as I said before, we're born into this sinful world and we're all gonna sin. We're all gonna do stupid stuff. But this is why God sent his son Jesus to die for our sins. This is why Jesus died for us. So we don't have to live with the painful and shameful and guilty attachments of our sins every day. So we don't have to be a slave to sin anymore. The next thing I wanted to tell you guys is delete that playlist. Turn off the Doja Cat, turn off the Megan Thee Stallion, Future, Tiger, please turn it off. Don't listen to it because music is so spiritual. No wonder why Lucifer was the angel of music, guys, because music is where it all started, right? Okay, I have a video that properly explains, or I feel like explains in more detail as to why certain music can be trashy. I'll link that one in the description. But music, what you speak is what happens. Like, I'm telling you guys, what you sing out loud, what you declare over yourself, don't be surprised if you start acting that way, if you start slowly evolving into that person. Back in my day when I was lost, in my video I explained this, but I had a big addiction to The Weeknd's music. There's this song I used to listen to on repeat, right? And I will put the lyrics right here. And if you just read that amongst yourself, I don't encourage you to listen to it, but if you read that, that is what I was doing. And I'm telling you, I had never been exposed to stuff like this. I had never done stuff like that. But the second I start singing his music and getting into it, I want to be a whole different person. I want to be more promiscuous. I want to think more lustfully. Guys, I'm telling you right now, please delete the playlist. Please! The next thing I want to encourage you guys to think about, the next thing I want to encourage you guys to do is change your environment. If you find yourself in places or surrounded by people that promote lustful thinking and lustful behaviors, run. Flee from that environment. I'm telling you, run. Because, okay, for example, if you find yourself in a situation where lust is expected, like having a boyfriend or a girlfriend that isn't a believer, or just going to clubs, or just being a part of promiscuous places, run away, because it's only going to, that is temptation right there, and you don't want to fall back into temptation, and you don't want to be tempted in general. So as hard as it is, lock it off with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Tell the people that you used to talk about pornography with, that masturbation with, tell them that you're on a new journey and you don't want to be part of that anymore. And if they respect you, they will let you go. But if they're bad for you, they will bully you. They will be like, ew, like, what's going on with you? Why are you changing? Like, don't listen to them. Go your own way. Go the way God is directing you to go. Because if you stay with the people here, it's going to get you killed. It's going to get you messed up, and you're just going to become the worst version of yourself. If you stick around in environments with people that don't respect you and with people that believe an opposite way to you, run. And as I said, if they respect you, they'll let you go. If they don't respect you, they will give you a hard time about it. But hey, everyone is on a different journey. And the people that were giving you a hard time about it, maybe one day, by the grace of God, they will find Jesus. And they will understand why you made that decision that you made. Another thing about your environment and everything is delete social media. Because I feel like you literally get pornography on Instagram, on them Snapchat spotlights are crazy. Instagram reels can be crazy. Even YouTube and like Google search. If you know you're gonna type something weird on Google, just delete Google, delete Instagram, delete TikTok, delete Snapchat, delete them. Give your phone away if you have to. Get those app blocker apps and get off the socials. Use that time you're on social media and spend it with God. You find yourself alone all the time, start going out with your friends and do activities. Go grocery shopping with your mom. Do stuff that will keep you occupied. And something else I want to say is start going to bed on time. 8 p.m, 9 p.m, go sleep. Because past 9, past 10, that's when the thoughts go wild. And that's when you start to think a bit more recklessly, which leads into wanting to masturbate or pornography. So get a bedtime. Next thing I want to say is pray the armor of God over yourself every single day, every single night. Just Pray that armor of God. Even though you can't see it, it's on spiritually. It's on in the supernatural. Pray for the helmet of salvation to guard your mind, so that whatever the enemy tries to put in your head, that is just blocked out, because we don't have time for that. Pray for the breastplate of righteousness, so whatever the enemy tries to shoot your way is just gonna bounce right back off. The shield of faith, the shoes of peace. I don't know if I'm forgetting one, but pray for the armor of God over yourself, and pray to inherit the fruits of the Spirit, especially self-control. And watch God just transform you inside out. Watch him clean your heart and purify your mind, and just strive to be more spiritually disciplined, more mentally disciplined. As hard as that is to actually be, it's easier said than done, but as hard as it is to like be that, you will get there someday. I'm not there yet, I'm not that disciplined, I'm not that spiritually strong, but I'm better than who I was yesterday. I'm better than who I was last year, and I'm grateful that I'm not that person anymore. But also understand that this is not your fault. Like, as I said earlier on, we're born into a very sinful world where watching pornography and masturbating is normal. It should not be normal to be taught in year 5 or year 6 that masturbating is natural, it's normal, it's healthy. Don't let them lie to you. It shouldn't be normal to be sitting in your high school class and for the teachers to be like, yeah, watching pornography is normal. It's like, why are they trying to normalize that? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? And they wonder why all their students are miserable all the time. Like, why are we normalizing this? So at the end of the day, like, you could fall into like the category of people that fell into this addiction because they learned from someone that they respected, like your teacher, like a staff member, that it was okay. They lied. It is not okay. And I'm standing heavy on emphasizing and saying that it's not your fault, because there's this verse, it's 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 8, and it says, be alert of somber mind, your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Looking for someone vulnerable to devour. Looking for someone who's at their lowest to devour, because he knows if he tries to even mess with someone that is spiritually disciplined, that is right with God, he can't. It's out of his league. We are royal priesthood. He cannot touch us. But when we are at the lowest point of our lives, that is the perfect time for Lucifer, for the enemy, for the devil to pounce at you, to throw temptation towards your way. And it could be lust, it could be it could be anything. He would throw it at your way because he is looking for someone to devour. He wouldn't dare try mess with someone that knows their identity, that knows their worth through God, because it just wouldn't work for him. So he's going to look for someone to devour, someone vulnerable, someone who doesn't really know what's going on, someone that's still trying to going through the motions. He's going to look for someone to devour and make them miserable. This is why I'm saying it's not your fault. The enemy, he's just going to target you anyways because he hates all of us. But it's not your fault. We can all be freed from any sin if we call onto the name of God, if we believe in Jesus. And I promise you, he's going to show up right there. Just have that faith. That mustard seed of faith can get you freed, can deliver you, can change your life.